Welcome everybody. Bienvenue tout le monde aux séances ordinaires du conseil municipal de la ville de Westmount pour lundi le 15 mai 2023. Welcome to the regular municipal council meeting for the city of Westmount on Monday, May 15th, 2023. I think we have quite a few updates tonight, so we will start with this end of the table with Councillor Kez in District 8.
Okay, the school zone safety campaign is well underway. Last week, we visited 3 schools, and I'd like to thank my fellow counselors for their participation. It's greatly appreciated. And this week, the campaign will continue with visiting 2 more schools, but this time in the afternoon, and we'll see real chaos, I think, in the afternoon school pickup time. So we're going to be visiting Akiva and St. Leon. Akiva on Wednesday in the afternoon and St. Leon on Thursday.
Okay, great. Thank you. Councillor Aronson.
Merci, Madame Mayoress. A few quick announcements here. On the economic activity front, this is related to the economic life of the city. If you're walking around visiting the merchants in Victoria Village or on Great Avenue, you'll soon see the city's parklets and temporary summer spaces being installed. Vic Villages are going in now. And the Green Avenue ones will be coming as soon as the new furniture that has been ordered for these parklets and other street animations arrive. It should be short soon. On the environmental front, Family Day is coming up at the end of the week. Next week, and in 2 weeks' time. Stop for a second and make sure I'm being clear. In 2 weeks' time, we'll have Family Day. If you're confused about the date, check the website. It'll be there. It'll be May 27th. It'll be clearer than I am being at this moment. And at the May 27th Family Day in Westmount Park, our green team will be present to make sure that all of the residents and families that come to visit us are well informed of all of the various different things that we can do as residents and as citizens of Westmount to take care of our environment. Additionally, if you are still cleaning up your gardens or your lawns and making sure not to mow until the end of May, please, if you can. But if you have green waste to be picked up, the city will continue to do so until the end of the month. And that includes branches that may have come down during the ice storm on private property of up to 5 centimeters in diameter. Now, please do bundle them and put them at the edge of your property for green pickup day, a green waste pickup day, and you'll find the dates for your specific area on our website. And other than that, Madam Mayor, I have nothing further to report.
Thank you. Councillor Gallery.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have a few announcements tonight. I just wanted to start with our parks, just to let you all know that cleanup is still going on. And I just want to thank the Public Works Department for that. It's been a big job since there was a lot of damage a few weeks back. The Westmount Park Pond has been cleaned and is now filled with water, and we're also getting prepared at the moment for the spring plantings, which will start, the planting itself will start the week of May 22nd. And a reminder, if you're up at the Summit Woods, your dogs must stay on the leash until June 15th. That's 1 more month. And in sports and rec, just want to let you all know the tennis courts are open. The WRC pool is being filled right now as we speak, and will be officially open on May 29th. And registration for summer activities is ongoing, and summer camp sessions, some are full, but there's still some openings in other sessions. Same with tennis. They're almost completely full for adult and youth, but please check out the website. There's still some spaces. And last but not least, as Councillor Aronson mentioned, Family Day is Saturday, May 27th in Westmount Park. It's an all-day event. We hope you come. We hope you invite your neighbors, bring your friends and family. It's a fabulous day to come together and celebrate this great city. So thank you and hope to see you there.
Thank you. Councillor Bostock.
Good evening. Just a couple of quick updates that the inspection of the city's fire hydrants across the entire territory has begun, and that includes flushing out the system. So we have teams that'll be out doing that. We also have starting tomorrow, Sanivac will be out clearing our catch basins, and that work takes about 6 weeks. And as usual, our teams are out filling potholes and doing all sorts of different asphalt operations, just to get rid of bumps and lumps in the road. So
Thank you.
that's
Your
it.
update, Councillor Peart, no? Councillor Shammy, no? Councillor Rue?
Yes, thank you. So first and foremost, the Friends of the Library book sale will take place at Victoria Hall on Saturday, June 3rd and Saturday, June 4th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. On Wednesday, May 19th at 7 p.m. in the Westmont Room, the Documentary Film Club will be presenting Unarchived. So come and explore other lives, places, and realities. Elizabeth Montour, researcher in First Nations cultural material, will be present, and Catherine Kazir from the National Film Board librarian will lead the discussion. I would also like to invite Westmount teenagers to join the book club and come discuss books at the library with other teens from 13 to 17 years old. The next book club will meet on Thursday, May 25th from 5 to 6 p.m. in the boardroom. They will be discussing We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. And then finally, on May 30th at 2 p.m. in Victoria Hall, the film club invites you to come share their passion for cinema and watch The Duke, starring Jim Broadbent and Helen Mirren, on a large screen in a relaxed atmosphere. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councillor D'Amico, I think it's an update.
Oui, bonsoir, Madame la Mairesse. J'aimerais pouvoir prononcer quelques mots au sujet de la campagne de sécurité scolaire Ça nous importe, We Care, à laquelle j'ai participé avec mes co-conseillers à l'école Villa Sainte-Marceline au sein de mon district. En étant quelqu'un de chiffres, j'aimerais pouvoir vous présenter les résultats des contraventions. Un policier était posté dans le voisinage de l'école et a mis 10 contraventions en 20 minutes, principalement pour le non-respect d'un stop. J'aimerais souligner les efforts remarquables et continus de la SPVM et je laisse aux parents tirer les bonnes conclusions concernant la sécurité scolaire, en particulier la sécurité de nos filles. On the finance front, I just want to remind everybody that the property taxes, the second installment is due May 26, 2023. The payment methods are accepted electronically through your bank online, by phone or at your branch, by mail, in person, or by credit card by clicking on our website. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. D'Amico. And I participated in some of those school safety campaigns as well. And I think it's an important reminder to everybody that the priority around kids around schools and safety around schools starts as well with the parents in terms of getting them to and from school. So, and on that note, I'd also like to just close just quickly. It's no secret that the infrastructure work and the construction has started throughout the city. This is one of our most ambitious years that we've ever undertaken in terms of infrastructure work. So you will see it all over the city. It is disruptive, it's noisy, it's dusty. It's necessary. There's not one project that we are undertaking that is not an absolute necessity to do. So we have worked with our engineers have worked with our traffic team as well. They're working closely with public security and with the police to make sure that circulation around these areas is as safe as possible, but it is inconvenient and it is part of the process. It will start and it will finish, but for the next couple months, there will be certain spots in the city that will be very inconvenient in terms of getting around. So just be mindful of that. We're aware of it. If there's any issues for the residents that live on the street, you've all been given, you'll be given, if you haven't already, but you will be given a contact person at the city to be in touch with who will be on site and available to give you all the information in terms of, when major steps of the project are happening. But that it's no secret. You'll see the cones are most definitely up throughout the city and the work has begun. So on that note, je pense qu'on n'a pas des questions en ligne, mais on va commencer avec des questions dans la salle. We'll start with questions from the room. We just have one person here, I think, who might ask a question, but if he doesn't want to, I'm not going to put you on no need to. We can go right into the agenda. All right. No questions online submitted?
No questions.
Okay, we will start with l'adoption de l'ordre du jour. On va commencer avec conseil Gallery.
Je propose que l'ordre du jour de la séance ordinaire du Conseil du 15 mai 2023 soit adopté avec l'ajout de points suivants sous affaires nouvelles. 22.1, nomination chef de division, gestion et planification de projets immobiliers, service du génie.
Merci beaucoup. Un appuyeur, c'est le conseiller Peart. All in favor? Carried. Item number 5, numéro 5, c'est encore le conseiller Gallery. Approbation du procès verbal. Confirmation of minutes.
I move that the minutes of the regular council sitting held on May 1st, 2023 be approved.
Thank you. A seconder will be Councillor Bostock. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Item 6.1, reports to council, correspondence. La correspondance, the following documents are tabled. Règlement 04047242 de la Ville de Montréal, intitulé Règlement modifiant le plan d'urbanisme de la Ville de Montréal 04047. Son annexe A, ainsi que le certificat de publication de l'avis public d'entrée en vigueur dudit règlement. Règlement 04047243 de la Ville de Montréal, intitulé Règlement modifiant le plan d'urbanisme de la Ville de Montréal 04047, son annexe A. Règlement 04047245 de la Ville de Montréal, intitulé Règlement modifiant le plan d'urbanisme de la Ville de Montréal 04047, ses annexes A, B, C, D et E. Est-ce que je peux lire tous ces documents? Oui? Oui?
Vous pourriez simplement donner le titre du document.
OK. Règlement 04047246. Règlement modifiant le plan d'urbanisme de la Ville de Montréal 04047. C'est correct ou je faut?
Oui, c'est correct.
OK. Règlement 04047247 de la Ville de Montréal. Règlement modifiant le plan d'urbanisme de la Ville de Montréal 04047. Le certificat de publication de l'avis public d'entrée en vigueur des règlements 04047243. 04047245, 04047246 et 04047247. 13 résolutions de diverses municipalités demandant au ministère de la Culture et des Communications pour garantir l'assurabilité de tous les immeubles patrimoniaux à coût raisonnable ou en appui de la dite demande. 6.2, 6.2, minutes of the General Committee of Council, Councillor Gallery.
The minutes of the General Committee of Council meeting held on April 3rd, 2023 are tabled and are available on the city's website.
Thank you. A seconder on this will be Councillor Bostock. All in favor?
C'est un dépôt.
Oh, c'est un dépôt, je m'excuse. 7, le conseiller Roux, création et nomination comité de célébration du 125e anniversaire de la Bibliothèque publique de Westmount.
Thank you.
Happy news.
Some happy news. So thank you, Mrs. Mayor. Whereas the Westmount Public Library will be celebrating its 125th anniversary in 2024. Whereas the director of the Westmount Public Library and Community Events recommends the creation of a committee to advise and provide assistance in the preparation of the special events commemorating the anniversary of the Westmount Public Library. I move that the Westmount Public Library's 125th Anniversary Celebrations Committee be created. That the mandate of said committee to advise and provide assistance in the preparation of the special events commemorating the anniversary of the Westmount Public Library taking place at the library, specifically on June 20th, 2024, as well as throughout the year 2024. That said, committee be composed of the Commissioner of Public Library and Community Events, member of the city's administration, and residents for a term of 20 months from May 2023 to the end of December 2024. That quorum for the meeting of said committee be 4 members of the said committee, of whom at least 2 such members shall be members of the city's administration, and at least 2 such members shall be elected officials and or residents. That Councillor Elizabeth Roux, Commissioner of Public Library and Community Events, be appointed member of the Westmount Public Library's 125th Anniversary Celebrations Committee. That Ms. Laura Bayoko, Donna Locke, Wendy Whaling, as well as Mr. Daniel Miguez de Luca, members of the city's administration, be appointed as members of the Westmount Public Library's 125th Anniversary Celebrations Committee. That Ms. Carolyn Breslaw, Marie-Christine Dufour, Helen Klieger, and Kathleen Roger be appointed as resident members of the Westmount Public Library's 125th Anniversary Celebrations Committee.
Thank you very much. A seconder on this will be Councillor Gallery. Any further comments on this milestone anniversary?
Yes, so I would just like to say that I look forward to working with this group of talented people to bring Westmounters quality activities that will celebrate our wonderful library, which is actually the oldest public library in Quebec. So 125th means a lot. J'espère voir les résidents participer en grand nombre, car c'est vraiment le genre d'activité qui contribue à tisser la fibre de notre communauté. Stay tuned. I will be making announcements when the time comes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But an exciting milestone for the city, certainly for our beloved library. All in favor? Carried. Item number 8 is the Appointments Pension Plan Committee for Officers and the Employees of the City of Westmount and Pension Committee for the Police and Firemen of the City of Westmount. Councillor Shammy.
Thank you, Serra, Director of Human Resources Department, and Mr. Victor M. Drew will be appointed as member representing the employer on the Pension Plan Committee for the officers and the employees of the City of Westmount for a 3-year term, and that Ms. Annie-Claude Serra, Directrice of the Human Resources Department, and Mr. Victor M. Drury be appointed as member representing the employer on the Pension Committee for the Police and Firemen of the City of Westmount for a 3-year term.
Thank you very much. A seconder on this will be Councillor D'Amico. Any further comments? They both served on this committee. Mr. Drury is a former city councillor, but has served on this committee and served the committee well for the past couple of years. So all in favor, and we thank him for his continued service. All in favor, carried. Item number 9, appointment Superintendent Municipal Buildings, Public Works Department. Item numéro 9, nomination Surintendant Bâtiments Municipaux, Service des Travaux Publics. Le conseiller Bostock.
I move that Mr. Pierre Chagnon be appointed to the position of Superintendent Municipal Buildings of the Public Works Department, Grade 8, effective May 23rd, 2023, in accordance with the salary recommendations stipulated in the decision-making file number 2023-1922, and according to the terms provided in the working conditions and remuneration of management personnel.
Thank you very much. A seconder on this will be Councillor Roux. Any further comments?
Mr. Chagnon has worked with the city since 2001 in the hydro department. And so it's exciting to have him stay on with the city and move into a new role in public works.
Thank you very much. All in favor? Carried. Item number 10, request for proposals, purchase of disconnect 400 AMP.7.8 kV MCGR FW 4A1 switches. Councillor Shammy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I move to authorize an expenditure in the amount of $67,960 even, including tax credits for the purchase of disconnect 400 amp 7.8 kV MCGR FW4A1 switches, and to award to Distribution Limotrec Inc. the contract for this purpose in accordance with its proposal for a maximum amount of $78,137.01, including taxes the whole in conformity with the contractual documents of the request for proposals. Finally, to allocate this expenditure in accordance with the financial information included in the decision-making file number 2023-1910.
Thank you. All seconded by Councillor D'Amico. All in favor? Carried. Item number 11, request for proposals for mobility and safety study with respect to street dimensions around school zones, Argyle, Metcalfe, Montrose, and Kensington Avenues. Councillor Kez.
Whereas a request for proposals was sent to the mobility and safety study with respect to street dimensions around school zones, Argyle, Metcalfe, Montrose, and Kensington Avenues. Request for proposals number DDP-2023-009, and that in conformity with bylaw 1556 on contract management, the déclaration relative aux mesures prises pour assurer la rotation des contractants is submitted to this meeting. Whereas following the analysis of the received proposals, Intervia Group Incorporated is the selected bidder. I move to authorize an expenditure in the amount of $54,908.46, including taxes for the mobility and safety study with respect to the street dimensions around school zones Argyle, Metcalfe, Montrose, Kensington Avenues. Request for proposal number DDP-2023-009 to award to Intervia Group, Inc. the contract for this purpose in accordance with its proposal for a maximum amount of $60,131.93, including taxes, the whole in conformity with the contractual documents of the request for proposals DDP-2023-009 to allocate this expenditure in accordance with the financial information included in the decision-making file number 2023-1920.
Thank you, Councillor Kez. A seconder on this will be Councillor Bostock. Do you want to add some further context to this?
Yeah, there's been many complaints, I gather, over the years, even before my time, regarding the need for traffic calming in this area. It hasn't been very safe for many of our vulnerable children. And it was recommended by the MAC committee to have a close, detailed look at traffic safety around the City Hall sector, which consists of the area between Mount Stephen to Mount Pleasant, from Sherbrooke up to Westmount Avenue. This area is heavily used, and we have 4 schools. We have facilities of the emergency services of the SIM, SPVM, and public security. So we need to look at this area as a whole.
Yeah. So instead of looking at this piece by piece and school by school, it's looking at it from a broader perspective, with the idea that we make these areas as safe as possible, and to encourage more kids to walk and bike to school. You've got to have areas where their parents and they feel completely safe doing that. So I look forward to seeing. And so obviously this is no changes at this point. This is to study what the possibilities are.
To validate the concerns.
Yeah. So all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Item number 12, request for proposals, lead reduction action plan, mandate for residential water analysis, is Councillor Peart.
Merci, Madame la Mairesse. I move to authorize an expenditure in the amount of $49,869.06, including tax credits, for the lead reduction action plan, mandate for residential water testing. A request for proposals number DDP-2023-020 to award to CMO Management, Inc. the contract for this purpose in accordance with this proposal for a maximum amount of $54,613.13, including taxes, the whole in conformity with the contractual documents of the request for proposals DDP 2023-020. To allocate this expenditure in accordance with the financial information included in the decision-making file number 2023-1916.
Thank you very much. A seconder on this will be Councillor D'Amico. Any further comments or clarification? It's a study, so
it's studies, and it's the first step in a long process to assess the state and the prevalence of lead in our water system. So this is the first step. It involves in-home water sampling for 100 residents, and it will take place during the summer between June and October.
So I think it's also a good time to remind residents that when we do a rebuild of a street, it is largely driven by the underground water network. And the state of that is often what makes us decide to choose that street to be repaired. But it is also an opportune time for residents to replace if they have a lead intake going into their house, they should be replacing it then. The street is ripped up. The excavation is largely done for you by the municipality already. And there will come a day, there is no doubt, there will come a day where you won't be able to have a lead intake going into your house. So I would encourage the 2 streets that we have under full reconstruction, both Grosvenor and Mount Pleasant. I would really encourage the residents of those streets to take that step, take that action. And as they will be in contact with the city, they can certainly guide through that process. But what we've seen in the past is a lot of residents not take that opportunity, even with all the information that's shared and all that we know will likely come in the future, that they have not taken the opportunity to do that. So I would really encourage residents to do that. It's an investment in your house. Councillor D'Amico is seconding that, I believe.
Residents of Edgehill can also take part in that. They're opening the,
It's a rehabilitation, so it's not the same, so it's a lining.
It's a lining of the water main.
but didn't they also offer it on Edgehill to do the, if they wanted to do the,
No, I don't think on Edgehill yet, but
Okay.
that will likely be coming
Okay.
soon in the next phase of Edgehill. So I see Sean nodding, our Director of Engineering there. But it is it's an important step in the water rehabilitation. So Edgehill is another street that is getting a water main rehab this summer. Okay, all in favor? Carried. Item number 13 is request for proposals inspection of contaminated soils in the city of Westmount is again Councillor Peart.
Merci, Madame la Mairesse. I move to authorize an expenditure in the amount of $102,100.34, including tax credits for the inspection of contaminated soils in the city of Westmount. Request for proposals number DDP 2023-021 to award to 9152-4629 Quebec Inc. Janino Vassion, the contract for this purpose in accordance with its proposal for a maximum amount of $111,813.19, including taxes, the whole in conformity with the contractual documents of the request for proposals DDP 2023-021. To allocate this expenditure in accordance with the financial information included in the decision-making file number 2023-1908.
Thank you very much. The seconder again is Councillor D'Amico. Do you want to add any further comments to this?
This is a standard contract
Yearly.
for soil.
Okay. Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Item number 14 is again Councillor Peart, call for public tenders, cancellation of the call for public tenders. PUB 2023-025.
Merci, Madame la Mairesse. For this, I will read the whereas this is a particular case, whereas tenders were publicly opened on April 28th of 2023 for the quality control of materials in the context of infrastructure works. Tender number PUB 2023-025 and minutes prepared by the city clerk's office are submitted to this meeting. Whereas pursuant to section 573.1.0.1.2 of the City and Towns Act, CQLR, Chapter C19, where a contract for professional services is to be awarded, the council must never use the council must use the system of bid weighting and evaluating. Whereas specifications for tender PUB 2023-025 did not take into account section 573.1.0.1.2 of the Act, I move that the call for tenders bearing number PUB 2023-025 for the contract for quality control of materials in the context of infrastructure works be canceled.
Thank you. A seconder on this, Councillor D'Amico. Any further comments?
This was an unfortunate administrative error in the evaluation of the contract, and so as such, we need to do a do-over.
Okay, thank you. All in favor? Carried. Item 15, number numero 15, call for public tenders, cleaning and inspection of sewer lines at various locations in the city of Westmount. PUB 2023-009. Councillor Bostock.
I move to authorize an expenditure in the amount of $144,660.70, including tax credits for the cleaning and inspection of sewer lines at various locations in the city of Westmount, tender number PUB 2023-009, to award to TechVac Environnement Inc. the contract for this purpose at its bid price for a maximum amount of $158,422.33, including taxes, the whole in conformity with the contractual documents of the call for tenders PUB 2023-009, and to allocate this expenditure in accordance with the financial information included in the decision-making file number 2023-1917.
Thank you very much. A seconder on this will be Councillor Gallery. Any further comments?
No, I gave it in the preamble. This
Okay.
at the beginning.
All in favor? Carried. Item 16, again, is Councillor Bostock, call for public tenders, rehabilitation of street cuts and sidewalks.
I move to authorize an expenditure in the amount of $381,020.64, including taxes for the rehabilitation of street cuts and sidewalks, tender number PUB 2023-026, to award to Les Entreprises de Construction Ventec Inc. the contract for this purpose at its bid price for a maximum amount of $417,267.27, including taxes, the whole in conformity with the contractual documents for the call for tenders PUB-2023-026 to allocate this expenditure in accordance with the financial information included in the decision-making file number 2023-1915.
Thank you. A seconder on this will be Councillor D'Amico. Any further comments?
The cuts are part of a contract that's used to perform permanent repairs to city roads and sidewalks in a punctual manner throughout the city, and the repairs typically follow the interventions completed by the water department and other public utilities to repair small segments of damaged road and sidewalks.
Okay, thank you. And this is separate from the ongoing pothole
Exactly. This is very
maintenance
separate
work. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Item number 17, addendum SNC Lavalin Inc. Common Expertise. Councillor Kez.
Whereas the city of Westmount has filed legal proceedings before the Superior Court against the Ministère des Transports, MTQ, and KPH, Turcotte, un partenariat SENC, seeking, among other things, to require the MTQ and KPH Turcotte to build on their own expense a noise barrier along the westbound lane of Route 136, court file number 500-17-098516-175. Whereas an agreement has been reached between the city of Westmount and the MTQ and KPH Turcotte to mandate SNC Lavalin Inc. to produce a common expertise, whereas it is necessary to modify the mandate of SNC Lavalin Inc. I move that the Director of Legal Services or the Assistant Director of Legal Services, in his absence, be authorized to sign, and for the name of the city of Westmount, the addendum attached to this resolution.
Thank you very much. A seconder on this will be Councillor Aronson, who is also down in that neighborhood. Any further comments on this?
Yeah, near the end of 2022, a judge did order the MTQ, KPH, and Westmount to have an independent expert report on sound levels, and SNC Lavalin was the chosen company. Due to cost overruns, additional funds have been requested by SNC, and the additional costs were justified, and our lawyers believe that we have no choice but to consent to the budget increase.
Thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Item number 18 is Councillor Shammy, mandate for legal services IMK LLP.
Merci, Madame la Mairesse.
I would read the whereas on this one.
Entendu que le 15 janvier 2021, la ville de Beaconsfield a déposé une demande introductive d'instance en contrôle judiciaire à la Cour supérieure contre le procureur général du Québec et la ville de Montréal, entendu que les villes liées ont chacune été mises en cause par la ville de Beaconsfield dans cette procédure, entendu que le 7 juin 2021, la ville de Westmount a mandaté la firme McCarthy Tetro SENCRL à cette fin, résolution numéro 2021-06-136, et entendu que le 2 mai 2022, la firme IMK SENCRL a été substituée au procureur responsable du dossier. Je propose, Madame la Mairesse, que la ville de Westmount confirme la substitution de la société McCarthy Tetro SENCRL par la société IMK SENCRL à cette fin.
Thank you very much. A seconder on this will be Councillor Roux. I can add some context to this. This is an ongoing issue with the city of Beaconsfield and the CUTPAR with the agglomeration of Montreal. And so they have decided to take a certain route, which is a legal route, which will have, and if they were to succeed in this, would have an impact on the other demerged cities. And so the rest of the demerged cities have taken a different route, and that is to negotiate with the city of Montreal. and with the head of the executive committee, Dominic Anglade, and that those negotiations are ongoing, but it is not, I think that we all, sorry, Dominique Olivier. Did I say Dominic Anglade? Oh, je m'excuse. Dominique Olivier. So our opinion is that, you know, and I think we join with all of the demerged cities, as well as other different agglomerations throughout the province of Quebec, that you need to constantly be relooking at the quote-part and the formula and how that works, especially as, you know, our major bills in the quote-part are public transit and emergency services, so police, fire. And when you look at public transit and the change, you know, the growth off island that come into the city on public transit, yet they're not necessarily paying their fair share of the public transit system. And I'm not advocating that public transit should be, I mean, it's almost like healthcare. It's a service that has to be delivered to residents, but you have to constantly be looking at the allotment of that. So that's a long way of saying, explaining a little bit of the context of what this is. So this is appointing IMK to work on this case. So we had a seconder, which I believe was Councillor Roux. All in favor? Carried. Item number 19, notice of motion bylaw 1602 to further amend bylaw 1507 on the delegation of powers to certain employees of the city of Westmount. Councillor Shammy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I wish to give notice of the intention to submit for an adoption at a subsequent meeting of council bylaw 1602 entitled the bylaw to further amend bylaw 1507 on the delegation of powers to certain employees of the city of Westmount. And the object of this bylaw is to amend the definition of Director General and to remove the definition of Assistant Director General. The object of this bylaw is also to remove the powers delegated to the Assistant Director General. And Madam Mayor, a copy of the draft bylaw is available for public consultation.
Thank you. Item 20, tabling of the Planning Advisory Committee minutes, April 2023. Oh, sorry, Councillor Pierce.
Thank you, Madame Mayor. I was waiting for my.
Sorry, Councillor Pierce.
I don't do anything without an intro. Merci, Madame la Mayoress. I move that the council acknowledge and accept the minutes of the regular Planning Advisory Committee meeting for April 2023, held on April 18th and April 20th, 2023.
Thank you. Councillor Gallery will second. All in favor? Carried. Item 21, approval of site planning and architectural integration programs, SPAP, April AIP, April 2023. Again, Councillor Pierce.
Thank you, Madame la Mayoress. I move that the municipal council act on the recommendations of the Planning Advisory Committee, PAC, as set out in the minutes of the regular meeting of April 2023, and adopt for each of them the site planning and architectural integration programs conditions for the issuance of a permit as listed in item CCU 23-04.02, CCU 23-04.03, CCU 23-04.05 to CCU 23-04.09, CCU 23-04.11, CCU 23-04.13, CCU 23-04.14, CCU 23-04.16, and CCU 23-04.22 to CCU 23-04.24 of the agenda of said meeting held on April 18th and April 20th of 2023.
Thank you. A seconder will be Councillor Gallery. Any significant beyond the volume?
Beyond the volume.
Is there any significant project you want to?
Nothing to highlight this week.
Okay, thank you. Our next item is an item under new business. C'est des affaires nouvelles. C'est toujours des bonnes nouvelles. Oh, on a pas voté. It's seconded by Councillor Gallery. All in favor? Carried. Sur affaires nouvelles 22.1, nomination chef de division, gestion et planification de projets immobiliers, service du génie, conseillère Pierce.
Merci, Madame la Mairesse. Attendu que selon l'article 71 de la loi sur les cités et villes, RLLRQ, chapitre C19, le conseil nomme par résolution les fonctionnaires et employés qu'il juge nécessaires à l'administration de la ville et fixe leur traitement. Attendu que le 1er avril 2019, le conseil municipal a adopté des conditions de travail et rémunération des cadres. Attendu que le poste de chef de division, gestion et planification des projets immobiliers du service du génie est présentement vacant. Attendu que la directrice des ressources humaines recommande la nomination de M. Patrick B. Duchesne au poste de chef de division, gestion et planification des projets immobiliers du service de génie. Je propose que M. Patrick B. Duchesne soit nommé au poste de chef de division, gestion et planification des projets immobiliers du service de génie, grade 6, à compter de 5 juin 2023, conformément à la recommandation salariale contenue au sommaire décisionnel numéro 2023-1924 et selon les modalités prévues aux conditions de travail et rémunération des cadres, que cette nomination soit à titre permanent lorsque M. Duchesne aura complété une période de probation conformément à l'article 2 des conditions de travail et de rémunération des cadres.
Merci beaucoup, Conseiller Peart. Do I have a seconder on this? Councillor Roux, Councillor Roux. Got her hand up first, but it's not in the past. Recently, we haven't had the candidate, the new appointee here with us in the council chamber. Recently, we'd always met them beforehand, but Mr. Duchesne is here with us tonight. So I would just like to welcome him to the team. And also, I think this also highlights the importance of our buildings and our investment, and in the planning of that investment is also key to the role of the engineering department. So I think if we vote on it, then we can congratulate him. So all in favor? Carried. So welcome. Typically, the new candidate gets to come up and shake hands with council, so we can do that now. Et ça, c'est la fin du l'agenda. Est-ce qu'on a des questions dans la salle? Do we have questions in the room? No? Do we have any questions online? Est-ce qu'il y a des questions en ligne?
No questions online.
Okay, thank you. That is maybe a first. No questions at all. So thank you. The meeting is adjourned, and we will be back at the beginning of June. Thank you.